Alright guys, I'm going to put the next problem on the board is going to be the square root of -2. So we have a square root of a negative, so we're dealing with imaginary I. And it's going to be multiplied by square root of -32. Okay, so if you want to work the problem out on your own, go ahead and hit pause now. If you want to just see what the answer is and then see if you can work it out for yourself, I will write that now. Okay, the answer is going to be -8. Okay, that's going to be the answer. Now I'm going to take you through the steps on how we get to -8. If you want to stick around and watch that, you can do that now, or you can hit pause and try and solve it yourself. Alright, here we go. So, we have square root -2. What's another way we can write that? We can write that as the square root of 2 times -1, and that is of the form, and I tell you this every time, square root mi, right? Or m times -1. And again, the reason we separate that out like that, the reason we break that -2 up into 2 times -1, so we don't treat it exactly like we would treat a normal integer, because you can't use I the same as a normal number in all cases. So that prevents us from making certain mistakes. And here we go. Multiply that by square root of 32 in parentheses times -1, right? Alright, so it's about to get good here. So we have to rewrite this real quick, just so everybody's on the same page. The same steps we always take. Square root -1 times, right, like so, times square root 32 times square root -1, right, boom, 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 boom. Same steps we always take. Now we know that the square root of -1 is equal to I. So we can just change this to I, right? So we'll just say square root of 2 times I times square root 32, and again, this is I, so we'll say times I, right? So we're all on the same page, right? Everything's going good. So we started here, and that is equal to this, that is equal to this, that is equal to this. We have not changed the data in terms of its value. We've just restructured it, right? All right, now let's take this up here, okay? We'll take that up there. So we are going to see we have square root of 2 times I times square root 32 times I. We can combine these two i's by multiplying. So now we have square root 2, so that would equal square root 2. Let me erase some of this stuff here. I guess I should have given you a heads up so you could have paused that if you needed to write that down, but you'll have to rewind. Okay, so we have square root 2 times square root 32 I squared, right? Because it's I times I. Now, let's rewind a second. I is equal to the square root of -1. So our index root here is 2, right? So that means I times I gives us -1. I times I squared, is -1. So we can rewrite this as -1, right? And it's multiplied against the rest of the problem, right? It's a little bit sloppy. I'll rewrite that. So we have square root -32 times square root of 2, right? Times -1. Now, square root of 2 times square root of 2 times square root of 32, just double the 32, we have square root 64 times -1, right? So far, everything's pretty straightforward, pretty simple, right? What's the square root of 64? What times itself gives us 64? 8, right? Times -1. 1 is the multiplicative identity, so all we're doing is moving that negative in front of the 8, right? Because a positive, in this case 8, times a negative gives us a negative, so we end up with -8. So, original problem, square root -2 times square root -32 equals -8, and we'll see how that worked out. All right, cheers.